Hot Shots looks in a movie. A Mighty Heart is based on the memoir A Mighty Heart, The Brave Life and Death of My Husband Danny by Mariane Pearl, and it tells the story of what she went through in 2002 when Danny Pearl was kidnapped in Pakistan and killed by terrorists. Starring Angelina Jolie as Mariane, the film should be required viewing for anyone who comes in contact with terrorist groups or who has loved ones who do. Danny was the South Asia bureau chief for the Wall Street Journal. Mariane, also a journalist, was 6 months pregnant with their first child. It was the end of January, and they were ready to go home. Danny was researching a story on Richard Reid, the captured so-called shoe bomber, and he had one last interview to conduct with an elusive source. He is told beforehand that as long as he meets his source in a public place, Danny should be all right, but he should also be careful. Danny never returned. So then we follow the attempts by the police, other interested parties, and officials to find Danny by tracing his last known steps for his interview and in finding that elusive source he was going to meet. Mariane is asked, "Does anyone here know he is Jewish?" And Mariane answers, "No, I don't think so." Mariane says that Danny didn't advertise that he was Jewish, but he also never denied it if he was asked, which is another puzzle for the police. Why was Danny kidnapped? Because he was Jewish and living in a Muslim country? Because he was an American living in a dangerous foreign country? Or perhaps because he worked for the Wall Street Journal and the terrorists believed there was a connection between that newspaper and the CIA, and thus Danny was actually a spy for the U.S. government or even for Israel? We know how the story ends, but that doesn't eliminate the tension as we follow Mariane through her terrible ordeal. However, it also gets confusing as there are too many people, too much visual information, and not enough factual information to let us know exactly what is happening and what it means. A Mighty Heart shows that the point of terrorism is to terrorize people, but in this case, Mariane isn't terrorized and the terrorists didn't win. I'm Dan Culberson, and this is Hot Shots.